Um, as you all know, because you've heard me say how excited we are about seating a accountability board. I know you've had a number of questions, and we wanted to take a few minutes to just sort of go over the legislation again and answer a few questions that you may have. We have a hard stop at 4 o'clock because, you know, our council committee meetings start then. But I just wanted to sort of review the fact that we will be acting on to the committee process for appointing the PAB this afternoon with our 9 members, with 4 from the council, 4 from the Police Accountability Board Alliance, and 1 from the mayor. The 9 members it's a very diverse array of community residents, and all are tremendously excited and passionate about the prospect of
talk a little bit about the process of who you guys chose. How did you come up with your selections?
We sent out a request for applicants, for resumes, and we received, I think it was about 61 applicants, and we interviewed about 29. We had a couple of days of interviews, and we sort of narrowed it down, and were able to, as a group, as the 3 of us and some of the other council members joined us periodically through the process, were able to identify the members that we wanted to appoint.
Could you please just confirm the process in terms of which bodies chose what? It's my understanding that council chose 4, and the PABA provided council with a pool of 12, and then council chose 4 from that pool. Was that?
That's right.
That's the correct.
That's right. The 4 that council selected are with 1 from each of the 4 quadrants. So, but we chose ours from a pool, from the initial pool of 61, or down the interviews of 29.
And it was the same interview process for all 8, whether they were selected by the PABA's pool or our own pool. Same interview.
So the 61 applicants did not cover, those were not all of the applicants, then there were other applicants to the PABA, or?
There was some initial screening that some of the people who applied were not eligible, clearly. They were not city residents or some other factor that made it clear that they were not eligible to be considered.
Based on the legislation.
So in choosing this, you said it's a diverse group. So as you got down, as you were given the 12 from the PABA and you chose your own, what were you looking for specifically? What made it such a diverse group in the end?
We didn't, the primary factor was not that they were diverse, but that they brought the skills and talent and passion and commitment, training, background, experience that we thought would be best suited for this, and especially since it is the first board that's being seated.
I would just add, when we talk about diversity, we're not just talking about ethnicity. We're also or gender. We're talking about diversity of experiences. We have many people from the healthcare sector. We have a doctor. We have a nurse. We have a community health worker. We have a drug and alcohol substance abuse counselor. We have a whole array. We have many people from the faith community. It's a diversity of experiences as well.
So one of the members today, appointees, potential appointees, has come under some scrutiny today regarding his background. Miquel Powell. Can you tell me a little bit about the process that went into selecting him, why he was selected, and whether his criminal background was a concern?
Well, first of all, Miquel is an amazing young man. If you have an opportunity to just talk to him or review his resume, which we have copies of here today for anybody who wants a copy of it, he's an amazing individual. He was brought forth by the PABA. He was one of their 12 people that brought forth to us, and one of the ones we chose, just based on his interview, was just, he did an amazing job. So of course, you know, we looked into everybody's situation, and we knew that he had a past. We knew that, and that did not hinder him. There's nothing in the legislation that hinders anyone from having, going forward that has a past. And we believe that his credentials and what he brought forth and how he's changed his life since, and what he's adding and the value that he's bringing to the community just superseded anything, and he just went forth based on the merit of his resume and how he interviewed.
I'd like to point out, though, that he was not selected because
That's right.
of his past.
That's right.
He was selected because he was an outstanding,
That's right.
outstanding applicant.
He's been featured in news stories here and there over the last couple of years, and those news stories referenced some criminal past. How did you become aware of his criminal past? Did he disclose it on his application, or how did you know of it?
What is submitted is a resume. It wasn't actually an application, it was the resume. But we did have background checks done on all of those that we were going to appoint.
So it was understood, even as you were interviewing him, that he had a criminal past?
We knew, but not as a result of the background check. The background check was not done until after the nominees were actually identified. That's like the next step. Okay, we want these, but now we've got to see what their past is.
So did you learn about his criminal past then, or did you already know about it when he was being?
We knew.
And he spends time actually running a reentry program. So this is actually something he was very honest and open about during the process. In my personal opinion, having someone who's working on reentry issues is certainly not a hindrance to serving on this board.
Now, you mentioned staggered terms come June. How will that play out among the members?
Okay. You know, I'd have to look exactly at this. There are 2-year terms.
I can answer that for you, Scott. The terms will be a 1-year term, and 2 of those individuals will be from the Police Accountability Board Alliance nominees, and 1 will be one of the City Council's nominees. There will be 3 2-year terms, and those will be 1 of the Police Accountability Board Alliance nominees and 2 of the council nominees. And then the remaining 3 individuals, from the Police Accountability Board Alliance, the council, and the mayor will serve a 3-year term.
So the people that have currently been chosen don't know the length of their actual terms at this point in time, correct?
Right.
Okay.
So now that the board has been chosen, we kind of had a general understanding of how it's going to work, but can you tell us a little bit more, like what will happen when a complaint comes in? How will it work with this 9-member board?
An executive director is going to be hired, and that person will develop the mechanisms that will identify the entry points and the actual process that people will go through in submitting complaints and concerns. There's a lot of work that has to be done. We were excited about it, but we're almost out of time. There's a lot of work that's going to have to be done, which means that the person that fills that position will have to be eminently qualified and really ready to hit the ground running.
And is it the
Are you guys concerned that?
Go ahead.
Are you guys concerned that the disciplinary power is going to be taken away from the board with this pending lawsuit from the mayor's office?
No, we're simply moving ahead with the efforts to get moving, and the decision will be what the decision is.
If the board does lose its disciplinary power, how does that impact what the board can accomplish?
We will still have a robust police accountability system greater than what we currently have.
And I think because 75% of the voters want that, I think it's important that we move forward in this process, regardless of what happens in the court.
Right there?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Oh, this is his resume.
Do you have?
You want,
Yes.
yeah.
We have copies of his.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.